What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Slammin Salmon. So this movie comes to us from Broken Lizard. A lot of you all are probably familiar with them. They got all kinds of fantastic movies. They got some classics. I mean, some of their most famous movies are Super Troopers. That's a absolute classic. And then Beer Fest, that's pretty popular as well. But they haven't made that many movies, but they've made quite a few movies. But anyways, this movie, it comes to us from them, and it's, their typical style. You got the whole Broken Lizard crew. It's just a hilarious movie. It's just like a laugh out loud comedy. So I've seen this movie one time before, and the last time I watched it, I don't recall like if I liked it, if I didn't like it. I haven't seen this movie in quite a while, and I forgot what I really thought about it. After rewatching, I'm telling you what, I thought this was a good movie. I thought this was a very funny comedy. I thought there was like so many hilarious moments, so many hilarious situations, and some of the characters in this were just absolutely hysterical. I mean, there were like a couple standouts, like what's his name? Michael Clark Duncan, his character. Oh my goodness, he played this character called the Champ. He was like the funniest character in the whole movie. And then Jay Chandrastikar, he's one of the Broken Lizard guys. He played this guy called Nuts, and he was just like very reserved, but then he would just like go insane if he didn't take his meds. He was super funny. Like, all the characters in this were hilarious, and I feel like people don't really talk about this movie. I feel like it might be, like, you could say it's like underrated. When people talk about Broken Lizard movies, they never talk about this one. Just even when people talk about comedies in general, you never hear this movie mentioned. But I thought this movie was super solid. It was a good time. Like, I was like laughing out loud quite a few times. There was so many funny moments. So yeah, solid movie. I'm gonna jump into the plot summary now. So basically, the entire movie takes place at this seafood restaurant in Miami, and it's owned by Michael Clark Duncan's character, who's called the Champ, or Cleon is his name, Cleon Salmon. So he's like a retired boxer. He was like the heavyweight champion. He owns this seafood restaurant, and here's the deal. So he made this bet with a member of the Yakuza for 20,000, and he has to make 20,000 in one night, or else the whole restaurant's gonna get shut down. So he tells the manager, like, you gotta get the staff on board. We have to sell 20,000 in one night, which I believe their biggest night previously was only 12,000. So like, the 20,000 in one night is like unheard of. It's like extremely unrealistic. So basically, all of these waiters, they're trying to do whatever they can to, make the most money, because they turn it into a contest where there's like a leaderboard, and there's like a couple incentives, like whoever wins is like initially told that they're gonna get this tropical vacation, and then the stakes are like heightened, because they're like, you know what, if you win, if you make the most money tonight, you'll get $10,000. So but the staff, they don't know that that this competition is because they need to because the restaurant needs to make money. They don't know that the restaurant, it could get shut down. So yeah, basically the whole movie, there's just a lot of crazy, wacky, funny situations, and while all that wild stuff is happening, the crew is trying to compete with one another, and they're trying to, get the most tips you know, make the most money overall, sell all the expensive dishes, and just, get bank and cash out. So that is the basic plot summary. Now I gotta talk about Michael Clark Duncan's character more, because I don't know, he was probably my favorite character in the movie. He was so funny. He had so many memorable lines. I'm not gonna get into every single one. Like, there's so many quotable moments in this movie, like especially from him. So I'm just gonna go over some lines that he said that I thought were really funny and really kind of stuck with me. So at one point he's talking to the hostess, and he's like, don't assume, because it makes an ass out of you. Which was really, because you know the saying, it's like, don't assume because it makes an ass out of you and me, but he's like, because it makes an ass out of you. And then, he doesn't say anything else. So that was really funny. And then he's like sitting down with this Japanese gentleman, and there's like a translator as well, and he just randomly, he's like, hey, how do you say motherfucker in Spanish? Like, he thinks this fool's speaking Spanish. He's speaking Japanese. That was awesome. And this is just like I don't know if other people think this line is funny or fun, but I just really like this line. He was talking to Steve Lemmy's character, and he's like, you like strawberry daiquiris? You want to be on the beach sipping strawberry daiquiris? He's like, well, too bad. Strawberry daiquiris are for closers. I don't know why, but I thought that was super hilarious. And then a couple times during the movie, like, here's the deal. The whole like running joke with his character is he's kind of dumb. He like cannot do math to save his life. He pronounces everything incorrectly, and he's just like not a very bright individual. And when people try to correct him, he always just like shoots him down, because he's the big boss. Like, what are you telling me? Like, you're trying to get one up on me, try to tell me something? Like, get out of my face. I'm the owner. Like, you can't tell me anything. So sometimes people like will correct him in the movie, and then he'll just like scream at him. He's like, whatever, motherfucker. And I don't know, that was awesome. He was saying like motherfucker a lot, like even probably more than Samuel L. Jackson. Like, he was going crazy. Like, that was his little tagline, his little catchphrase. He was just saying motherfucker left and right. Like, if they're, how people do like a kill count, you gotta do a motherfucker count in this movie. It's probably off the charts. He probably said it at least 36 times, But anyways, I really liked his character. I thought he was hilarious, and I had to mention some of his funny lines, because that's some quotable, memorable stuff. Moving on, one specific scene that I really liked is basically, like I said, all these waiters and waitresses, they're trying to upsell everyone. I talk with my hands a lot. I don't know what to do with my hands, but basically they're trying to upsell everyone, and they're like all the waiters and waitresses are telling all these other tables that this couple in the middle, it's their 20-year anniversary, or they're telling them some sob story or whatever, so that they'll send bottles there. They'll like send expensive bottles to that table and run up the check. And it's so funny, because then we actually get to hear what the couple is talking about. And it's just like this one gentleman and then this like sex worker, and then he's just like, they're just like talking about like doing anal, and then everyone does like a standing ovation and claps for this couple, because they, everyone's telling them these like heartfelt stories. And then the one gentleman, he's like, he gets up and he's like, hey, I was just joking about the anal, like, and everyone's just like shocked. They're just appalled. And I don't know, I thought that whole sequence was just absolutely hilarious. I actually laughed out loud at that. That was awesome. And he's like, what is he? He's like, he's like, what? I was just bored at the hotel. I was trying to, look for something to do with my cock. Like, I don't know. That whole sequence was, it was phenomenal. That was top tier stuff. Super funny. Another thing that I really liked is the head chef. Whenever anyone would like bring some food back, and they'd be like, you know what, my salmon is undercooked. My soup is cold. He'd be like, are you kidding me? I perfectly cooked that fish exactly how they said it. They don't think it's cooked, I'm gonna cook it. And he would just burn their food, or he would just like throw their soup in the microwave and make it just like scalding hot to like effing burn them. And I don't know, I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. His whole character was funny. And then he had like this like twin brother who was just like, he just got drunk AF, and he was just acting crazy the whole movie. Yeah, I liked all that stuff with the chef just burning people's food. It was awesome. And then you gotta talk about this one character. His name's Nuts. I already kind of mentioned him. Basically, he's super reserved, super uptight. But if he doesn't take his medication, he's just completely unhinged. His character was absolutely hilarious. I loved everything surrounding his character. Like when he was unhinged, it was so entertaining. He was just like skipping around, singing, acting a fool. At one point he like put this giant fish in this dude's mouth and made the guy like throw up. I don't know. His whole character was just completely insane, and it was awesome. I loved it. And then now I got to talk about, like, I have like two random points that I want to talk about, and then I'm gonna give my little recommendation and head out here. So I like all the waiters and waitresses. I really like their sales tactics. Like early on in the movie, people will ask about a dish, and it'll be the same dish, but you'll hear like different customers asking about it, and they'll just tell them what they want to hear. They're like, "Is it a fishy fish? Oh yeah, it's the fishiest fish. Is it? Is it a fishy fish? Because I don't really like a super fishy fish. No, it's not fishy at all. Like, it's basically steak. It's not fishy whatsoever. What are you talking about?" And I kind of like that like sleaze, like that sleazy salesman behavior, because I've actually done that a couple times. I don't do that anymore, but a couple times, like once in a while at work, we have products where we're supposed to sell them because we get commission, and it's like whenever the company comes out with a new product, we gotta push it. And in the past, I would legit do that. I don't do that anymore. Now I just tell people, hey, we got a little promotion. Here's the deal. Like if you're in the market for this, check it out. I just kind of tell people what's up, very honest, and that seems to work. But I used to be on my sleaze bag junk back in the day, not even that long ago, but like when we first had products where we would get commission on, I was just a sleaze bag. I'm like, oh, you're getting this? Oh, try this. It's the exact same thing. Oh, you're like anything anyone would buy, I would just recommend them the product for commission, and I would just say like, it's the same thing. Oh yeah, that's super comparable. It's like, it's the same thing. It's almost better. So since I'm like a former sleaze bag, I'm a reformed sleaze bag. I really liked how they were getting sleazy with it to get those sales, to get that. Well, they weren't even getting commission, but I mean, they're trying to get that $10,000 prize. I like all that sleaze bag stuff. I always say that at work. Like whenever we have commission based stuff, I'm like, yo, what it do, big sleaze? I'm like, whenever my coworkers is like selling, I'm like, good job, you're a sleazy sales bag. You're like me, like my man, like, let's go. So yeah, I don't know. I like sleazy salesman behavior. It gets me going. It gets me amped up. I condone it. I'm a big fan. So I definitely related to that part of the movie. And then just another thing that I related to, from my time in the workplace is when they get a take back, or they get like a mistake order, someone like, brings some food back, people just swarm it. Like I was working in a restaurant for a while, and that's legit. Like if there's a take back or a mistake order and it's something good, people just go crazy. Because a lot of time, if you're working in a restaurant, you don't get like formal breaks. Like if it's busy, you can't really stop. Like if it's like a big dinner rush, you gotta do what you gotta do. You can't move. So, people are hungry. They don't really get breaks. Like if some food comes back, and especially if it's like like one of the like more expensive items on the menu, like something good, I swear people just like, everyone darts to like that table to grab that food, and like it'll be gone in 2 seconds. Like I feel like that was so realistic, so relatable. Anyone who's worked in a restaurant, whenever you get a take back, like people just swarm that. You gotta put like your elbows out, like you're like eating in prison, like you're like throwing bows at people, like, man, I'm about to get a piece. I'm about to get the last one. Get out of my face. Get out of my way. Like people like it's like Black Friday, where like grandmas are beating each other up. That's how it goes when you're in a restaurant and there's like a mistake order and it's something good. Like people will straight fight you. Like they'll shank you for like a slice of cheesecake. Like it gets real. It gets gnarly. Like you don't want to witness that. It's pretty messed up. I'm traumatized. It messed me up. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I gotta take a moment. Just give me a minute here. But it's crazy. It's crazy in there. It's crazy. So yeah, I really like that they included that. Like I feel like there's a lot of relatable aspects. If you have worked in a restaurant, if you watch this movie, it's super relatable. If you've worked in the culinary field, in the culinary disciplines. So yeah, it's a super relatable movie. That's always nice when a movie's relatable. If there's some $300 trillion movie about some guy who is driving a Lamborghini and getting 10 out of 10 models, it's cool, it's good, but I can't really relate to it because, I drive a Ford Fusion and I just like chill. I just, I don't know, I'll try to holler at chicks at like Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever, and they're like 3s out of 10 at best. No, I'm just playing. But anyways, yeah, this movie had a lot of relatable moments, so that's always nice for me. I always like a little relatability going on. So yeah, but yeah, that was like the last point that I really wanted to talk about. So now I'm gonna get into my recommendation, and I'm gonna head out of here. So like I said earlier, I think this is a solid movie. I think it's very funny. I think it's kind of underrated. You don't hear anyone talk about this movie. But if you're a comedy fan, especially if you're a Broken Lizard fan, and you want to check out all their movies, I think this movie is worth watching. Yeah, so I recommend it. Check it out. It is on Tubi right now, but I think it's actually leaving in a couple days. So if you use Tubi, watch this before it leaves. But this movie's like always free on all kinds of services, which might like deter people from watching it, because movies that are like free on streaming services for like a long time, like sometimes they suck. But I think this movie's really good. Definitely worth the watch. Super fun time. So check it out. But yeah, that's been my review of the Slammin Salmon, and I don't have anything else to talk about, so I'm gonna head out here. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.